Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode. I am Micheal Petrow, and on the show this week, you've got Martin Navarro, Charles Fernandes, and myself. What are we mass debating? Yes, we've got a debate for you, ladies and gentlemen. We are mass debating Best Army Platoon. Considering it's the month of November and up here in Canada, we celebrate Remembrance Day on November 11th. It's very similar to the American Veterans Day or any other day around the world for that matter. We're not that special. The point is that we recorded on Remembrance Day weekend, specifically actually Remembrance Day. So it felt right to kind of honor the troops, the ones who fought for us, the ones who've died for us, the ones who fought for our right to argue dumb shit on our podcast. Without them, World War II could have gone a whole different direction. So inspired by the troops who fought for our freedom across this and many great nations, we've decided to put together who could be the best Army platoon using comedic characters only. So you got Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber, perhaps. Maybe you've got Pee Wee Herman. You've got to pick a medic, a sniper, a team leader, and a special, like a special teams position, right? Demolition expert, underwater explosives, whatnot. That fourth position, that was up to whatever you wanted to do. So that's what we're arguing for you this week, ladies and gentlemen. It is a laugh riot. We had a good time. We got more Black Panther reviews. We've got some Cabinet of Curiosity reviews on the show for you this week. So that's who's on the show. That's what is on the show. I have nothing to update you on. Still working on a better Canadian merch site for Canadian fans. Sorry, guys. It's taken a lot longer than it's supposed to. We've done this 4 or 5 times. If you've been listening to the show, you know how many iterations we've given T-shirts. Yeah. No shows coming up yet. We will announce that as soon as we can. So if you want to stay in the know and not worry about missing out on a live show or an event somewhere, subscribe. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, The Real Debaters Podcast, REEL for all the spelling. If this is your first time, stick around. At the end of the show, there's an end credit trailer that tells you how to join the Debaterverse. I have nothing else for you, ladies and gentlemen, so I give you Martin, I give you Charles, I give you myself, I give you the best Army platoon this side of the Canadian military. I will cue that reel, and you enjoy the show.
Let's tidy up this tangle of film by putting it on a reel. Here is a motion picture film, 1,000 feet, 16,000 separate photographs.
Welcome, everybody, to the official space section of the chart.
The truth! You can't handle the truth!
Sir, you're out of order. Out of order. I show you out of order.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Real Debaters Podcast. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to the place that asks that question with this frog in my throat. What happens when real life meets real life? I'm one of your hosts, Micheal Petrow. Directly across from me, who's breathing properly, is
Charles Fernandes.
And out in the West Coast in lovely Vancouver that probably doesn't have any fucking snow.
No, it's actually pretty sunny outside. You guys would be jealous if I opened my blinds. I am hard dick rider Atreus. Hard dick rider Atreus. That's who I am this week. That's what I'm going to talk about later. If you know what that is, you know what I'm talking about. But we'll do no spoilers.
So that ties into something that you're talking about. You're
something
just not,
great.
Yeah, okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Anyways, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We have, for you today, we have a lovely planned debate in honor of Remembrance Day. This is the only way we know how to pay respect, and I say respect very loosely. We've got a debate.
Remembrance Day was yesterday.
Yeah, well,
It should be every day.
It should be, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, history professor. I don't want to remember the darkest ages of 2 wars three times a week. That's not how life goes.
You damn
I
kids.
just want to say that the Real Debaters respects the troops. We respect the troops.
Oh,
We
yeah.
love the troops. I was
for the troops.
I was a troop for a minute, actually.
That's
I don't know
right.
if you know that, right?
Yeah.
I was briefly in the military with
That's
a
right.
medical discharge.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Talk about that. Well, maybe we'll talk about that later. But the point is, yes, it's Remembrance Day week, and we
Couldn't pee in
thought
front of other people. That's why they discharged from medicine.
You just couldn't do the piss test.
that's actually part of it, to tell you the truth. It came up on a piss test.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So
you're doing a lot of heroin. We can't really do that.
I'm just eating poppy seed bagels.
Sir, I would like to tell you that I'm running into the heat of battle. I should be able to put whatever I want in my body, and it doesn't fucking matter.
It works.
I know I'm supposed to shoot a gun in a direct, like in a straight line, but heroin, it just centers me.
Yeah, that's
Calms
right.
my nerves.
That's right.
Definitely
Makes
don't
me
want to
shoot
be
better.
shooting in the center. You want to be shooting away.
So
when you're in a
I
war.
shoot a straight line, sir.
So because we're recording this the week of Remembrance Day weekend, we decided that we should debate. We should talk about some war movies. We should talk about best on-screen performances of war movies. So we decided, hey, let's make a debate about it. So today's debate is a combination of Saving Private Ryan and Tropic Thunder. I think is the easiest way to
That's pretty
explain
much it.
this.
Yeah.
So we took the idea from, I think, Saving Private Ryan, and we agreed on this on last episode. I think it is the quintessential, maybe not the best war movie, but the best representation of the beaches that day.
Well, I think for our generation, that's like our war movie.
Yeah, every
You know what I
generation
mean?
has one.
Yeah, I'd say that's ours. Like that was a game changer. Like, you know what I mean?
Big time.
Yeah,
And I mean, big things were going on in the world at that time. I
For
mean,
sure.
everybody, it was a world war.
For
right?
sure.
There's two of them.
for sure.
Might be a third one next week. Who fucking knows? But so we decided to take Tropic Thunder because Tropic Thunder's fun, and go. Okay, well, what are the four guys on a platoon? Right? What do you need? You need a troop commander.
Yeah.
You need a sniper. Right?
Yeah.
Private Ryan. What's his face? Barry
Vin
Pepper.
Diesel.
Barry Pepper. Vin Diesel. Right?
Yeah.
Well, Vin Diesel was
Was
like
a sniper, wasn't he? the
no.
sniper?
Barry Pepper was the sniper.
That's right. Barry Pepper was. Vin Diesel was just the morale.
yeah.
The
Pretty
morale
much.
gunner.
He was the first guy to go.
Yeah.
First guy to go.
Because he saves that kid, right?
He
Doesn't
does,
Yeah,
yeah.
he saves that kid. He gets shot. Saving that. Yeah, that was good. That
Well, he
was
doesn't
good.
even save the kid. He just like takes the kid.
Yeah,
The kid was
he
safe
takes him
where
and
where the
passes
kid
him.
was. And the kid goes back to where it was before, so it's so useless for him to die. Like it was just a dumb way to die. I'm like,
Let's play hot potato.
You know what it was?
With no cover.
It was Steven
it
Spielberg
went
being
back
like,
to the original position. Like there was no point in that.
"Who's that?"
It was
Steven
it
Spielberg
was
was
a
just
meaningless
like,
death, Vin Diesel.
"Who's that kid from that car movie? Let's get him. Let's see what he's a good kid. I like that kid." That's what that was.
So you've got your troop commander, you've got your sniper, you've got your medic, right? Giovanni Ribisi's character.
Great. Oh
right?
yeah, fantastic. Yeah,
Fantastic scene when they all crowd around him.
Yeah.
Mama, I want my mama. Right? Like, such a
Yeah.
heartbreaking scene.
Yeah.
And then you have your special teams. We left that one open, right? Do you have a
Okay.
demolition expert? Do you have, in my case, I've got a CIA operative. Well, OSS, because that's what it was at the time. Anyways, we'll get into that. But
Whoa.
like you could do whatever you wanted for the fourth position,
Right,
And
right,
then
right.
we were going to argue what four comedic characters only could storm the beaches of Normandy, just like in the opening sequence of Saving Private Ryan. Pick
Yeah.
whoever you wanted, argue, debate. That's what you're in for today, ladies and gentlemen. Did I get that right, Martin?
I did not follow those rules, even
That's
though I helped
no.
write this.
Hey, listen.
But
Loosely
yes,
based
I did,
on.
I did it. Yes, that's pretty much what you got it right. Like you just basically want to build a squad.
That's the theme.
Yeah.
That is
in
the
a war
theme.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Lloyd
got
Christmas
worms.
running into battle.
You got worms.
So before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, let's kick off into the world of imagination. In a world of pure imagination, Charles, I know you watched exactly what I watched not but 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
So you go
Fresh.
first. Yeah,
It's
fresh.
fresh.
Go with it.
Yeah, I saw Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Obviously, it's so new. Like, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to reveal anything. Anything I say is what's already kind of known, made known.
Rob
Like-
didn't care, so we've got one previous episode right
Kinda
now.
just
It's got
doing
all
it.
of it in there, right?
Yeah.
So like if you want to be kind, and Martin's going in 3 days, so
I think everybody can unanimously agree. And again, it's very tough. The whole situation is very tough because not only is T'Challa an amazing character, but Chadwick, like the whole thing, right? Very hard to continue that story. So already, I get it. But it definitely wasn't as big of a hit as the first one. Like, even in, like, again, no secret, the friggin' movie's called Black Panther. We get a new Black Panther, but even that moment felt kind of like,
I agree
don't
with
know.
you. I agree with you.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think there were bigger pivotal moments in the movie
Yeah.
than the crowning of a new Black Panther. Although the
Yeah.
crowning of the new Black Panther was fun to watch. You won't
Yeah.
be disappointed.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It wasn't the
No,
it
it
wasn't the
didn't
hood
hit.
ornament.
It didn't hit. Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
like, it was one of those things where, again, like, for I was just saying, like, for me
Can
personally.
I just say when you guys are saying that, all I picture is like people looking around the room like, do you want to be Black Panther again? I mean, if
Yeah.
no one else wants to take the mantle.
like,
I guess
do
I'll
you do it? Do I need to do it?
Rock, paper, scissors. Best
do
7
we
out
do
of
we
10?
rotate it? Should we rotate it?
Monday,
Like-
Wednesday, Friday,
Yeah.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
Thursday, Saturday.
We'll have shared custody of the suit.
yeah, totally.
Who's
totally.
eating a heart today, guys?
But seriously, like, and like, like Namor, that whole character, the way they developed everything, I thought it was so cool. I loved it.
I feel that they masked the crowning of Black Panther and they bait and switched us into the bringing in.
Because
of
that's
Namor.
that's what was funny is, like, here I am, I'm gushing about Namor, and then the movie's called Black Panther. You know what I mean? So it's one of those where you're like, it is a Black Panther movie, but it also, it sets up a lot, and I'm more interested in the aftermath of this movie than the actual like journey this movie was, let's say. Like getting to point A to point B. It's not that it's bad. It's not bad. Like it's worth the watch. Go see it.
I gave it an 8 out of 10.
It's just one of those that you watch and you're like,
Eternals?
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. No, it's not even in the same ballpark as Eternals. No.
Almost as long, but better.
Yeah, but see, it didn't feel long. Like
I thought
Eternals
it felt long.
did. At certain times, yeah, certain times. But what was neat was when it did execute the moments that you were there for. They were executed well, like standard Marvel, right?
Yes.
It's just some bumpy
$250 million budget, guys.
Wow, eh?
So standard Marvel across the board.
And yeah, like the one thing again I will say, like in terms of actually dealing with the real situation of Chadwick passing away, the tribute that the movie really pays to him is incredible. It's amazing.
Question.
They did a great job with that.
Did you feel that the real life mourning was poured into the characters on screen to make the movie that much more, I guess, visceral? Like I could feel that Shiri's character and the Queen, I could feel their loss, but it felt like the loss of Chadwick, not the loss of T'Challa.
No, like especially like again, this isn't really a spoiler, but the movie literally opens up where they're addressing like something's going on, and it's like
it's almost feeling real time.
It feels so, and from now knowing knowing the behind the scenes, like that they had to do reshoots, and the first time they started, you can tell that they were like, we need to get it out of the way right away, even with our reshoots of how everyone's feeling. And it was a scene, you could tell it was therapeutic for them. Mm-hmm. But I think they were really grieving in that scene. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if that scene was filmed very recent from them finding out, or even, and like Angela Bassett even said, like, they actually, as a crew and cast, went and they used it as a spiritual outing. They went to his, to Chadwick's, like, grave, and they went to his, like, resting area, and they used it as, like, a process to all grieve and process it together.
That's
so you can kind of like see that in that movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like those
big time.
You can tell that whatever heartbreak and loss they've felt, they poured into all the characters.
That's why like there was no, like, it makes sense why there was no other choice but to adapt the movie without like that T'Challa passes away.
Yes.
Like they couldn't just recast it because the way that they actually felt the grief from Chadwick passing, it was like, you can't just replace this character. So I totally respect it, right? Like, and you feel it for sure. Like,
Martin, I'm going to give you a nugget of this, Martin, and it's not a spoiler, but it's something that all of us, like, when you see it, it was my favorite part of the film. It's in dialogue, it's exposition, and they don't even really pay much attention to it, but I started to paw up and down Mark's arm like a puppy needing to go pee. I was so fucking excited. Yeah. When Namor is giving you his lineage and explaining to you who he is and how he came to be, which I won't ruin for you because it's so fucking cool. And they do a switch. Like, we all know Submariner's more Atlantean in the comics than anything.
Yeah, he's basically like Marvel's answer to Aquaman.
Yeah,
like,
but for the film, they're like, let's give it to the Mayan culture. So you've got ancient Mayan culture dating back to 1500 AD, which is super fucking cool. Anyways, he's telling somebody his history, and he uses these 3 descriptors. And the first one, he was like, I was this, I was that. And then he looks into the camera and he goes, I was a mutant.
Yeah, that was,
and I lost my fucking shit because I was like, "That's a $40 billion word."
Well, it's just one of those things where I'm like, again, we all know it's coming, but like, just do it then. Like, you know, I'm tired of this foreplay of just muting this and tiptoeing little. Like,
they
I know
you didn't need a huge Fantastic Four reveal.
I know.
Like, you see the pressure. They're edging us.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. It totally is.
Edging us hard.
Yeah, so that when it happens, you're like, oh, it's happening. Yeah,
I said this as soon as it happened.
Hashtag Marvel edgelord.
I said this after drinks when we were talking. I said this on the episode. Like, it was such a huge moment for me. Like, everything else, great and all. New Black Panther, watching Wakanda and Tolakan, which is Tolakan. How do you pronounce it?
Who, like, Namor's like
Namor's city.
Yeah. Telekan or something.
Kukulakan.
Yeah, it's Kukulakan.
I love his.
Well, did you notice that was something that was really an amazing touch that on Marvel's part too? Is they made their language actually like as close as they could to the ancient Mayan like language.
Martin, this is
cool.
Yeah, there are points. Mark pointed this out last episode. It's so cool. So there's a color code for Wakandan. There's a color code for the Mayan language.
Yeah,
and then there's English. And certain characters
And French.
and French too, actually.
Yeah, that's right.
But certain characters, like Queen knows the Mayan language, and she also knows the Wakandan language. And there's a scene where Nakia's character is communicating to two different people in two different languages, and one of them goes, "How do you know my language?" And when they show it on screen, it really adds to why the culture and the tongue was used in certain scenes.
Absolutely.
So you'll enjoy that. Like, and then it's Wakandan script, and then it changes to English every time they go somewhere.
Yeah, no, and it's like, and that was another thing that was cool, is it was nice to see, like, the first Black Panther is very much all Wakanda.
Yes.
This one, it was cool to see a little bit of globetrotting. Just a little bit, right? It's all about, like, it's still centered on Wakanda, but they do a little bit of globetrotting. Like, in that sense, it's very Avengers-esque, where it's like, you know, we're going a little bit around,
We got
and then
some
it
missions
comes back.
we gotta get.
Yeah.
We gotta get to.
But no, they set up some cool stuff. Like, the movie ends on a very cool note with setting up some cool characters, and that's what I mean. Like, I'm excited for that shit, and I know that shit's going to play out really cool.
Mark went and bought the comic book while the credits were rolling.
Yeah, because it's like,
Like, he as soon as, then Martin, you can leave. There's only a mid-credit. There's no end credit, so you don't have to stick around.
That's right, yeah.
We said this last episode, so no 20 minutes in the theater.
Yeah.
But as soon as the mid-credit rolled, and we were all like, whoa, that's cool. Because now there's a challenge that needs to take place. I'm going to ruin this. Point is Mark started buying the first edition of that character.
That's funny.
While the credits were rolling.
Well, and that's why, like, what Disney's again, like, Disney is like, not even like, the MCU is at a point where, because this is what, phase 4 going on phase 5,
closing of 4, opening of 5.
We've done a 21 movie arc storyline. Like, they've done the unachievable already at this point. So at this point, just like make us like kids in a comic book store. Bring everything. That's why I love, like, Ant-Man's bringing, King the Conqueror hard. Right, and we know that's going to play out into 2 Avengers movies.
Have you seen Jonathan Majors this week? You've seen how hard he is?
Dude,
My fucking God.
It's funny. It's like, I find it hilarious that while he was doing Mike Tyson, they were like, "Do you want to do Creed 3?" And he's like, "Sure, may as well." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
fuck, you mean 6 more months of brown rice and chicken? God damn it!
It's just what's neat too, and people are again, like, I'm excited, is that King the Conqueror, very awesome, but we're also going to get Doctor Doom. And between Doctor Doom,
shit's gonna get busy.
King, like, they're gonna make it. Like, Thanos again was a villain, but he was a villain with a goal that actually had a finish line. And when he snapped, remember, he was like, "Hey, just gonna go be a farmer now. I've done it." These guys are like, "No, it's not over until it's done." Like,
I'm a Thanos
I get
sympathizer.
everything. Like, it's just like, it's. I don't think people understand how villainous these guys are even gonna be.
They're
so
crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Martin, you're
they're
in for
absolute bonkers. So.
Marty, you're in for a real violent treat too. This is not your kids' standard Avengers violence. There's some beatdowns that take place. And one of them is male female. I was like, I'm having a hard time getting on board with watching this woman get tuned right the fuck up. Like, but Namor's badass. The tribe that he brings is
and that actor that they found for Namor, he's incredible. I don't know where they found this guy. And did you hear, like, I saw him on Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel, I can't remember, but he lied, like, through his teeth and said he was this great swimmer and everything, and they trusted him. They didn't, like, make him do a swim audition. And then his agent's like, "Hey, you got the role." And he's like, "So do I need to swim?" And they're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Hey, so I don't even know how to float, really." So he just hired, like, one of the greatest, like trainers, like swim trainers in the world, and he just, like, literally got a crash
Did he
course
have,
in
like,
swimming. And, like,
those things, the things on the arm?
the floaties.
Yeah, the floaties. They have to
the
CGI.
Wings, the floaty wings?
They make them green just so they can CGI them out. Yeah,
shit,
but how funny is that? Hey, like, and that's what I mean. Is I'm like, good for you, man. Like, you earned the role though. Like, I love it. Like, he's so good.
For the listener out there, when they sign the contract, it's legal and binding.
Yeah.
So if they've believed that you can swim, and then they find out that you can't, they can't fire you for not being able to swim without paying you. So it's always in your best interest to lie and figure it out later.
Totally. And that's exactly what he said. That's basically what he said.
It's Taika Waititi's fucking Marvel model. Just lie. Say you can do it.
Oh yeah, anytime. Yes, you say yes to everything.
Yeah.
Everything they
Can you
ask
fly?
you.
Sure.
Yeah. No,
Are you a woman? All the time.
It's great. It's
Whatever.
great.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. So final thoughts. How many? We said this last episode. How many vibranium ingots out of 10 do you give it?
Yeah. At this point, I'd say, okay, just like looking at it, like, for everything that it pulls, I'll give it a 7.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I thought 30 minutes too long. I'll just give you my briefs here. There's some stuff that could have been cut for putting in such a heavy funeral sequence in the beginning, which was we all wanted it. I could have done with a little bit less travel time.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was more of a setup film than it was because they end right at the end. Black Panther will continue, kids. So
Well, and that's kind of, you said it best, is for the first Black Panther movie was a movie. Like, it was a standalone big story.
It's an experience.
Right. But this one definitely felt like it's a setup.
It
like, if
felt
this
like-
was a
yeah.
season of a TV show,
Totally.
this was the filler episode to
yes,
set everything up,
like
let's say.
episodes 3, 7, and 9.
Yeah. Not that there isn't payoff in the movie. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There definitely is. But they're setting up a lot of shit, which is where what Marvel does. But it's definitely like more of a setup movie, I would say, than like a legit like standalone. Like, probably watching this and then whatever is supposed to be the sequel after
what
this
this feels
back to
like?
back would be cool.
This feels like a Civil War,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which, ironically enough,
Yeah.
is where Wakanda and Black Panther were introduced.
Well,
So-
and again, we're getting closer to an event. I think we're getting our next Avengers movie next year or 2024. So it's not
Secret Wars, the series,
not
is really
that-
getting back to Avengers. It's Avengers.
Yeah. So
adjacent.
Secret Wars is basically going to be setting up our movie because the movie is the Avengers event, right? And
Yeah.
I think that's already 2020. I'm pretty sure it's 2024 is one, and then 2025 is Secret Wars or something, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's another big thing that you and Martin have been playing, and Martin has been patiently sitting there.
Yeah.
He just won't talk about why my name is Hard Whatever Guy. So, I'll go last because I've had all these conversations in the last 24 hours. I can wait today. So Martin and both of you guys on PS5s, I played this game, and it's the only game that I love as much as any game I've ever played on Xbox. But both of you got God of War on release day. And there's something that's happening, but I want you to talk about first. Like, how much fucking fun is this game, and how good of a story is it?
I am only 8 hours in, and I am loving it. Like,
What's the whole story require? How many hours do you think before full stories?
I heard 20, right, Charles?
Yeah, like, I mean,
20 hours.
There's so many factors involved, but from the average, was what I heard is like, it's like 25 to 30 hours for the main storyline if you're just doing main storyline. If you're trying to do everything and explore everything, it's 40 plus, which is generally pretty standard with games like
And do
this,
both of you guys do like to the bone, to the wood? Like, do you get every
100%.
challenge? You look for
I've
every
tried to do everything.
100%.
in this game.
Yeah.
Okay. So Martin, how
Yeah.
much fun are you having playing this game, and what's so great about it?
Oh man, I have really not put it down since release day. I see. The fun part was I live in Vancouver time, like Pacific time, so the game was released for me at 9 p.m. my time on the day
You have
before.
a
so
3
I
hour
got to
heads
play
up.
it. Yeah, I got to play it for like an hour before work the next day, and then
Jeez.
pretty much after work the next day, just kept playing it.
Hang on. You woke up to get ready to play a video game before you went to work?
No. I went to work, then came back home. And played
Oh,
it. But I
okay.
played it the day before.
Oh, I get it. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was like, I thought you set your alarm for 5:30. You were like, I gotta hang out with Kratos.
Yeah, but I love what they're doing. They're doing kind of like they're giving God of War, the series, I guess, the game series. They're giving it like that Cobra Kai kind of treatment, where like the good guys are actually the bad guys, but the bad guys are actually the good guys that we're used to.
Well, what's his story in a nutshell, Martin? Like, I remember the first game, and I just loved it because it's ancient gods. Greece, right? Yeah, like some really cool fucking stories. He's got this really cool set of blades that he throws out of his hands. I remember triangle.
Blades of Chaos.
Yeah, triangle, square, circle,
Oh,
X,
yeah.
right? Like
Fucking spins them around, does all these chain moves.
So what's this story though?
Well, this story from the first one, it's like he leaves Greece, comes to a new land, settles down, meets a lady, has a kid, and turns out that, this. Can I say it?
Yep.
Like, the kid ends up to be Loki, basically. His son is Loki.
Yeah,
He's
they
prophesied.
revealed that in the first game.
Kratos
So
gave
again,
birth to
like-
Loki?
Yeah, so long story short, you find out, like, and Kratos didn't even know this. His wife, who he thought was just like this regular old, like, just a regular, like, kind of like woman, turned out she was half giant.
Yeah.
Half
She was
giant.
Loki.
Yeah, that's right.
Kratos have a kink?
And she was in the process of, like, she was the giants were starting a revolt against Odin, and she was leading that and giving them support. And that axe that Kratos has was actually her weapon that the giants like gave to her. Like, they made, like, these dwarf guys made, but it's from the giant, like, lore. So anyways, like they find out that Loki and actual Norse mythology, I believe Loki like is like half giant and he's half they say it in the first Marvel movie or whatever, the ice people or whatever thing, but they kind of refer to it that. But yeah, so Loki, like they gave him the name Atreus, but the giants know him as Loki.
Yeah.
So, and now where we're at a little bit in Ragnarok, they show it just a little bit right in the beginning. He's starting to learn more about the lore of Loki. Like he's kind of got
Kratos.
Atreus, his son. Loki.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He's starting to understand, like not understand, but he's learning.
So his name
a
is
little bit more.
Atreus, but he's a Loki.
Yeah, like his, like it's kind of
Is
like
he alligator Loki?
like his birth name is Loki. That'd be awesome. Like his birth name is Loki, but like the name that they call him by is Atreus.
His Canadian name.
But she kept that from Kratos.
You're not allowed to have your given name. You must
Yeah,
consort
yeah,
to
yeah,
the
right.
American.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking.
So that's how the first game ends. The first game ends where they find a mural, and it's them on the mural.
The first game of this new
Yeah.
series that they've...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
'cause-
So it's them on the mural, and there's a wording in Norse underneath Atreus' depiction, and it says Loki. And then he asks his dad, he's like, "Why does it say Loki for me?" And us, the audience, are obviously like, "Oh my God, we know who Loki is." And Kratos is kind of like,
He brings about Ragnarok.
"Yeah."
So you mean
Yeah.
to tell me, let me just get this straight, guys, that even in the Sony video game universe, they still need help from Marvel?
Well, what's actually kind of cool about this is that I was reading, I'm sure you did too, Martin, is that apparently they're saying, like, historians are saying that the way that they actually adapt Norse mythology in the game is the closest that anybody has done in terms of storytelling, whether it's TV or movies, in the last
Like,
20-something
Over
years.
Vikings and
Everything, yeah.
Really?
Like, of the Norse gods. Like, the way Odin is depicted, the way Thor is depicted. Like, Thor is depicted in this game, he's, like, kind of like, he's huge, but he's not ripped. He's like,
No,
he's
a
like
little
bro
bit-
Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of like bro Thor, and he doesn't have blonde hair. He is kind of like, he's like a
Lebowski
ginger.
Thor, a little bit Lebowski Thor.
Yeah, like Lebowski Thor. Like, legit.
Overweight.
And he's rough.
Overweight Thor?
He's like not proper, you know, like Hemsworth kind of talks with this proper like authority. No, he's like brutal, like he's rough, like like kind of like that.
This is the sun.
This is Thor. How Thor is depicted in the game.
Oh, I
Yeah.
saw him fly out of the clouds and grab Kratos in a scene.
Yeah,
And he starts
yeah.
yelling at him, and he's like, he's a ginger. He's
Yeah,
not actually
yeah.
a blondie.
Yeah, they actually, the actor that does the motion and the voice capture was Opie in Sons of Anarchy. If
Nice.
anybody
Oh, nice.
remembers that, yeah, that's who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opie don't like pipe.
Yeah. Well, and he has a hammer now, so
Kind of
yeah.
vengeance. Vengeance
But
in
it's
a
cool.
different universe.
His voice, like, and that's what's neat is Thor is this rough character, and Kratos is obviously this very like known for like a rough, you know, whatever. But
Two
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
Two-word man. A two-word man.
Yeah, and Odin, the way Odin's depicted in this, he's like a weasel. He reminds me
Yeah.
of the Littlefinger.
Really?
Yeah, he's not this like over like, you know, Thor. No. He's more like weaselly and schemy and like really like you're like, oh, like it's interesting, man. Like it's really cool.
I'm gonna throw it to Martin for a second. What, like, are you playing it on the hardest level?
I'm just playing on the regular level. I'm not doing hard levels yet. If I when I go through a second run through, then I'll do a little bit of a difficult playthrough. But yeah, first time is always just normal playthrough. So I want to see what the game creators like, you know, what they want everyone to experience at the.
And you really want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't
I-
want to like die 60 times. Like,
Yeah.
fuck this game.
Yeah, exactly.
I love a good campaign. I love a good story in a game, right? Like that's half the. I like a good multiplayer, and I like a good story to take me through. And I don't really ever think about how much work goes into actually writing a good video game story. But they're scripted just like they are episodes of television. They're hiring some of the best writers out of the industry
Right.
Well, they're
to jump over. Voice acting is going up like tenfold. Like video games are now having these 3 to 5 minute shorts in between levels that on any other level have never been done before.
Well, like Michael, it's nuts. If you look at the stats, and not a lot of people know this, like movies make like, let's say, blah blah blah. This like Hollywood generated $5 billion last year, or in its best year, like before the pandemic. Video games are like double that, dude. They're like 25 bill a year, man.
That's because the
Like-
gods on high love loot boxes.
Well, yeah, obviously a huge
How many
part of
times
that.
can we make these nerds come back to the well and
Oh, yeah.
spend money?
But what I'm saying is like, and you're 100% right. Like that's a huge part of it. But what I'm saying is like the way that
Yeah.
studios, like what Amazon did for Lord of the Rings is nuts. But you got to think like some of these games, like, or some of these companies are spending 6, 7, 8 years developing a game. Think of how much money a year that is paying people, and you're probably getting more programmers as you realize this project's getting bigger. And right, like, and a lot of these companies divide into multiple studios, so they can have two different studios working on projects. You know what I mean? Because they're so massive. But yeah, like you said, it's nuts. Like you're seeing more directors, like filmmakers, getting involved with video games. Huge actors, not even voice, but like even their mocap. Like they're getting into it, man. And it's becoming a huge industry. And I'm saying, like, video games are at a point now where there really should be referred to more as interactive stories, because that's more what it is. Because like even like God of War, like you played it how it was originally. God of War at the heart of it
practically
is still
32 bits.
like God of War at the end is still, or at the heart of it is still a smash, like a button smash action game.
Yeah.
Hacker slash. But what they did with it was they gave it like a Last of Us treatment, where they're like, why can't we give this an incredible story? Like, we're dealing with some of the coolest mythology, right? And like ever. Why not embrace this more? And that's what they did. And it's like, it's incredible, man.
Game of the year.
Already. Like, we're not even, I'm like with Martin,
two
like
times in a row, game of the year.
Yeah, like I'm like, maybe I'm a little bit ahead of you. I'm maybe like 10 to 15 hours in. Not even at the halfway mark, and I'm literally like, yeah, game of the year. Yep. Yeah, I'd say one. Yeah.
And like, you're getting these giant beasts and these huge confrontations.
Oh,
and
the battles are fun. They're so fun.
I mean, like, Martin can attest to this, something I did not anticipate. We knew, like, from the trailers and just like reading anything, I knew Thor was going to be in this. I knew we were going to battle Thor. Dude, it's within the first hour. You and Thor have an encounter, and Thor fights you to just size you up. He's just basically being like, I want to see what I'm going to be fighting up against when we really start to fuck shit up. So you have like a mini battle at the beginning, but it's hardcore. Like, it's intense. Yeah, and I was like, I'm an hour in. This is insane. I did not expect this.
I lost
like,
sleep.
What's going
that
on?
Was the day. I was like, I played it for an hour. I'm like, this is what I'm getting for the first hour. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah, they set the bar real high in that first hour. It is wild. And
that to how
great.
a film is made, to a Marvel movie, right? Like they trick you into thinking that all of these things happened, throughout the entire film. No, the trailer's just the first 20 minutes broken up masterfully.
Oh yeah.
So if you're getting Thor in the first hour of a 40-hour game, what are you getting in the 30th hour that's keeping you wanting to play and do all this shit? Okay. The commercials are fantastic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We've all seen them.
And they came out of nowhere, man. Like, they only made them come out maybe like 2 weeks before the game was coming out.
Very smart marketing campaign.
For sure.
The family aspect, the child, the family therapy room.
Yeah.
And we've got John Travolta, LeBron James, and Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
All dressing up as Kratos. Martin, first question. We'll close this out because Charles said pre-show Amazon has engaged with Sony and they will be making a series, which is going to be awesome. It's live action, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Martin, first question. Kratos. Who plays him?
I like David Harbour as Kratos.
Ooh. Wow.
Ooh.
I never even thought of that.
Like,
because I got a Thor already in mind for this one. So
yeah.
Okay, so David Harbour
for Kratos.
Who plays Loki? Who plays the son? Hard dick.
I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the kids, so I don't know like any kid actors.
One of those kids from Stranger Things.
Okay. Finn Wolfhard?
Yeah, let's say him.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's just say Millie Joe Bobby Brown.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so Millie Joe Bobby Brown plays the son.
Yeah.
All right. Who plays Thor in this, Martin?
I like Josh Brolin as Thor.
Oh, man, that would be wicked.
Ooh.
That would be wicked.
Yeah.
You know what? Coming off of his philosophical Thanos approach and just being so fucking cool in his age, like Josh Brolin.
Well, and it really, like, again, for what we were saying, he, like, this Thor, the vision of Thor in this series, like, totally Brolin style, like that roughness and like brutalness, like, oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Charles, who plays Kratos for you?
I mean, it's funny, like, I'm gonna go the big fan thing. Like, for years, people have been campaigning Momoa, and at this point, I'm like, you know what? Let's see him. Let's do it. Fuck it. Let's see how Momoa would do as Kratos.
Okay, fair enough.
He definitely has the acting chops. He has the look. We know, like, he can pull it off. You know what I mean? But I'm like, let's do it. Let's see if this guy is actually like. Let's see if this is his Deadpool. Because the way that people have been. Like, they've been doing fan art of him as Kratos for at least 5 years.
Really?
Oh, yeah. 5-6 years at least.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah.
And then, what did Martin call him? Hard dick what?
Oh, Atreus.
Hard dick
Dick
Atreus.
Rider.
Dick Atreus.
Let me just say, because like, don't you agree, Charles? Isn't Atreus a little bit of a hard dick? He's a
Okay,
dick rider.
yeah,
He
yeah, okay.
rides- like,
So
I'm not gonna say whose dick, but he rides someone's
People-
dick super hard.
and people that played, like I was telling Claudia, and Claudia even knew, because like the running joke of the 2018 God of War, like the lead up to Ragnarok, he's just the most annoying. Like it's exactly what a dad would be dealing with a kid in adolescence and like doing that. Like he's so whiny, so fucking annoying. In this, it is cool to see like it's 5 years later,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's got more confidence, blah blah blah. But it is exactly what Martin's saying. He's riding dick hard, hard. Like he has moments where I'm like, oh man, this is wicked. Like Atreus has stepped his game up, but then he goes back to that fucking annoying like Atreus, and then you're like, he still has it, but it's worse because he's a teen now. Like, yeah.
I've got feelings.
Yeah. I'm
good.
angst.
I'm-
I have angst.
I have anxiety.
Yeah, but he's like, because he's Loki and the god thing, he's just like, I'm a god though, bro. Like he's doing a lot of that god bro like energy, and it's like, ugh.
Oh, there is like pop collar bro shit.
Well, because Kratos
Pop
is all
collar
about
Loki.
like Kratos is all about like no, like you keep that shit in, like you never
Yeah.
unless you
Never let
absolutely
your enemies see
have to.
you.
Whereas
Yeah.
Atreus is like, no, why aren't we strutting? And he still has a bit of that attitude.
Oh, he
and
wants
you're
to
like,
peacock.
Yeah, he wants to peacock
Yeah.
hard.
All right.
He has that, he's got big dick energy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Too much.
Yeah,
big,
way
big
too
dick
much.
energy.
And he keeps doing that thing where he takes the lead and he's like going to try and show us, like, I can do it. And then he fucks up. And then it's like, see, kid? Like, listen to your dad, you asshole. Like, yeah.
Who's your Thor?
My Thor, oh, man. I mean, Brolin blew my mind. That's a great one.
Some Sicario in Thor.
Dude, I was thinking Luann.
You know what?
Llewellyn Mouse in Thor.
I say just because of the Sons of Anarchy thing, but I think he'd be a better Odin, Ron Perlman, but I think he'd be a better Odin.
Sure,
than,
yeah.
than a Thor.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because, like, yeah, like he could be that old, like, mean Odin.
Yeah.
Thor, man, I don't know. I would say, like, you know what? Just for the fuck of it, John Hamm.
Okay.
John Hamm.
Yeah.
John Hamm.
John
with,
Hamm.
with an old fashioned and a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, I'd say
Some
like,
Lucky
and I'd love to
Strike.
see, even if it's fake, that big beard,
Right?
big beard, get a big head, like hairpiece on him. Oh,
See if he
yeah.
can put on some weight for a role.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I think he would do. You know what? He probably would welcome it.
Can you be Hemsworth for us?
Yeah. No, I think he would love it.
All right, fair enough. I dig it. So, like, out of 10, how many? What are the weapons called?
You have the Blades of Chaos.
Yes.
And the Leviathan Axe. I think it's
Leviathan
called.
Axe.
How many blades of chaos?
Dude, I mean, like again,
Game of the year.
we're not even near the halfway mark, and it's definitely a 10 out of 10 already.
Yeah.
Like
Easily a 10.
it surpasses the original one already in the 15 hours I've played. Like and the first one is incredible. Like the 2018 one is a phenomenal game. So yeah, I think it was
Even
my
as a-
game of the year that year, maybe.
Yeah. Even as annoying as a dick riding is, 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, and you know what? That kid that does the voice, I will say, whoever does the mocap and the voice, like hard gig, because like you're a character that a lot of people probably hate a little bit.
Sure.
So I commend you for doing the role.
All right. Well, you want to know what I watched this week?
What did you watch, Michael?
I've been watching patiently because it's so good. I don't want to finish it too fast. Cabinet of Curiosities on Netflix.
No,
is,
just explode it. Stop edging
It's
yourself.
good, eh?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What is it? Can I a question, Mike? Is it
Yep.
like a what type of genre of film is it? Is it like a mystery? Is it horror? Mix of both? Because I know it's like it's a series, right?
It's a series of listener. You might want to check this, but I believe most of it's H.P. Lovecraft,
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
and they are
Cthulhu.
stories that have been adapted by Guillermo del Toro's choosing of directors that he likes, who've either worked in the atmosphere of H.P.
Gotcha.
Lovecraft, or he would like to see. He's the EP.
It's like a Black Mirror style where you mean like
Yeah.
each episode's a one-off story.
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
Thing, right? Oh, that's cool. That's
with knowns, with some unknowns, like Tim Blake Nelson's in the first one.
cool. Oh, cool.
And it's about buying a storage locker that leads to an alternate universe.
Cool.
A cabinet of curiosities.
Yeah.
some might
Yeah,
say.
that one's on the nose.
I saw one clip because I have Netflix on Instagram, and they'll
Okay.
just throw random clips, and sometimes they won't say what it is. They'll just show a clip. But it was a fucking horrifying clip of like this crazy nun outside of like this cathedral, and then like
I'm
these
not on
people-
that one yet.
I don't know, man.
So
All I
what is
saw
it?
was
Is
this
it-
crazy thing, and it was wild. It was wild.
Is it more like Black Mirror, or is it more like kind of
They
remember
are
that ABC's of Horror? Remember those?
like,
Like, they
sure,
did
yeah, or like
Oh, probably like ABC's of Horror, probably.
it's Tales from the Crypt with
Yeah.
with a Guillermo del Toro twist. Very
Gotcha.
graphic, very bloody. horrific in nature. But like one of them has to do with beauty, and the other one has to do with alternate universes.
Oh, so
and
it's
the other
totally
one has
like
to do with aliens. So it
terrible.
also, and he prefaces. He's very Vincent Price in these. He comes out at the beginning of the episode.
Oh, is he like Alfred Hitchcock
Yeah,
kind of thing?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good
And he's got a
evening.
tower. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
But he's got this tower, and all of the cabinets in it pertain to the story. So he opens one up as
cool.
he's talking to you.
That's cool. That's cool.
My favorite one so far, which gave me massive anxiety, was a cemetery. What grave robber, cemetery keeper?
Grave
Yeah.
robbers?
Yeah. Well, he's a grave robber, but he's also the guy who manages the cemetery. And
Oh,
what
yeah.
ends up happening is that
The
these-
groundskeeper.
the groundskeeper, yeah,
Or grave diggers.
Yeah.
groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah, groundskeeper Willie.
For
Grease me up, woman.
yeah. So he gets into a battle. The mice, these giant rats and mice, are breaking into the caskets and stealing the bodies. But he wants to get the gold fillings out of the bodies so that he can make money.
Right.
So he ends up in a battle of wits between the mice and the rats, and he
Oh my
goes
God.
he goes down into this underground cavern of tunnels
Yeah.
and finds Mama Rat, who's like a mutant rat,
Whoa.
like a fucking 600-pound mutant rat, and he just gets chased around in all these tunnels.
Oh,
It's
I don't
stuff
like
like
that.
that,
I
right?
don't like
But
that.
like they're edited to feel like a 1 hour movie. It's
Yeah.
not an episode of television because it's a huge expensive undertaking. But
yeah.
like
yeah.
you are satisfied in an hour 5
Yeah.
as
yeah.
if you came out of a movie.
So it's almost like those Blumhouse.
Yeah, very
like,
much. Yeah.
Horror short story like thing. Yeah.
100%. And
Because they're huge productions, right? Like they're big productions, each thing. Yeah.
they're dated. Most of them are timepieces, right?
Yeah.
Like they're somewhere in the 50s, somewhere in like the 1600s. Like it bounces around, but everybody, like the last one I saw had Ben Barnes in it.
Oh wow.
And it was really interesting. It was Ben Barnes and oh man, I'm sorry, getting a little hungry. McFly.
Bacon.
McFly. Anybody home?
Oh,
McFly.
oh,
Not Michael J.
Buzz?
Fox. Not Michael J. Fox.
Glover.
Crispin
Oh,
Glover.
Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover, yeah.
Ben Barnes and Crispin Glover are these two artists, and Crispin Glover's character makes art that brings horror to life. So when you look at it, it fucks you up.
Oh, that's fucked.
And
It's like the
there's
lady in the porch and the lady comes out
very
of the
much
portrait.
so,
Oh, I don't
right?
Like that.
But it's a whole episode dedicated to Ben Barnes trying to stop people from looking at these paintings, but Glover's like all the rage at all the new art galleries and shit. Either way, if Guillermo del Toro's your bag, if H.P. Lovecraft's your bag, if
Hell yeah.
you like miniseries that are one-offs, it checks so many boxes for so many fucking reasons. I just love Guillermo del Toro's sense of darkness. Like the man,
Yeah.
What episode are you on?
4, I think,
And how many are there in the season?
I think there's 8.
8 or
Yeah.
9.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're
something
halfway
like
through.
that.
Okay.
I'm halfway through, and I'm not pushing it because I'm I'll look over at Shauna. I'm like, want to do a Curiosity? She's like, yeah. I'm like, we love them so much that
You're curious.
I'm curious, but I don't want to speed through these like I'm watching a
Yeah.
season of television.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I give it like
How many cabinets?
7.5
Curious cabinets. Out of 10.
to 8. I would give it.
Whoa.
Curious
right on.
cabinets. Okay.
Yeah, no, it'll take you away. It's a lot of fun.
I'm surprised. Did this come out in October? Because I would think this would have come out in October, Halloween.
You would think, but they pushed it to like the first week in November.
Yeah.
Like it's
'Cause I
only been
remember
out for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's and it was
Sometimes it
prime
just
for a
doesn't-
Halloween
I just-
release
I don't know why they don't capitalize more on putting
because the algorithm
big
didn't tell them to.
Halloween movies like the new Scream movie. They're like, we're changing the date. It's now coming out in March, and I'm like, I guess it's because they're trying to capitalize how many movies really come out in March. I get it, but don't you think more people would make the effort in Halloween because it is a Halloween movie? Like,
Yeah, and you want people in the theater for Halloween
Yeah.
movies. That's
Yeah.
how you make your money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would love to go see Halloween Ends one week, and then the following Hellraiser, and then the week after that Scream. Like, I would do it.
Horror fans will flock to theaters if there's premieres all month long.
Yeah, totally.
And I mean, the thing is that the horror fans will go see one the first week and then be told that that one is as good at the end of the month, and it's still inside horror month, and it's
Yeah.
still more fun. You're
Yeah.
totally right. You're
Yeah.
totally right. I don't get it.
It's bizarre to me.
Anyway, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You've got a little mini fan casting of who Kratos might be, Thor might be, Hard Dick who again, Martin?
Atreus.
Hard
He's
dick
not He's
Atreus.
just a dick rider. He's a dick rider is a man who purposely sucks up to another man because he loves him, but it's not like he doesn't love him in a sexual way. He just loves him because he's cool. That's what a dick rider is.
Yeah.
Cabinet of Curiosities.
From the Boondocks.
That's right, yeah.
That's why I learned the term Dick Rider.
Sorry for coughing in your ear, ladies and gentlemen. And Black Panther as well. There you go. There's your weekly watch list, ladies and gentlemen. So let's cue that music. Let's flex our muscles. Let's do some debate.
At my signal, unleash hell.
Push it. Don't push it. I'll give you a war you won't believe.
Goldstein, give me a fat beat to beat my buddy's ass.
I know what kind of guy you were. I never would have agreed to work with you.
Are you gonna bark all day, little doggy? Or are you gonna bite? What was that? I'm sorry, I didn't catch you. Would you repeat it?
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
I ate 4 eggs today.
4 eggs?
What the fuck did you think this was like a boxing debate?
No, I just.
What's going on over there, Rocky?
Eggs are gonna go bad in like a couple days. So I'm like, I gotta eat all these eggs.
Okay, I respect that. That.
So if this is
You
your
got your
favorite,
Rocky, Rocky
get your
moment.
toque on.
I'm doing it.
So if this is where you start listening to the show, if you've skipped to this point, or if you've been from the top of the show with us, ladies and gentlemen, we have a debate for you. What we have planned is simply we are trying to reenact one of the best war movies in our minds and see who could fill the roles of sniper, medic, special teams, and platoon leader. That's right. We're going to build our 4-man squad. That toque looks so good on you.
It's nice.
That's
It's very
nice.
comfy.
I wish we're finding
comfy.
a new merch site, ladies and gentlemen. We will offer these things to the public at a very low cost.
It's very comfy.
Anyways, back to the debate. So yeah, we got to pick 4 guys. They can be comedic characters only. They got to fill those 4 positions. We're acting as if we're storming the beaches of Normandy on D-Day, just like in Saving Private Ryan. Carry on to the film as much as you want, guys. I mean, I know I said that was like the moment, but like we can replace anybody in this film with these guys and see if they stand at different points.
You're basically building like your own Dirty Dozen.
Yeah, totally. Because we kind of are. 4,
Yeah.
3 of us, 4. That's 12 right there.
Yeah.
We should call this episode The Dirty Dozen.
Boom.
Boom. Done. All right. So I'll go up first. I'll make this nice and quick for you guys. I know I like to go deep and hard and make some deep cuts, but this one's pretty on the nose. So sniper, I mean, who else do you want other than Ferris Bueller? The guy knows how to skip school, not get caught, maneuver around the neighborhood, running from Rooney constantly and not being busted. He sets up his own Rune Glifberg device so when mom opens the door, like these are all things that I feel transfer to a sniper very well. You want to set up like a dummy camp and then people come in and then you're hiding up in the trees, right? You want to outrun the enemy. I mean, he's fast, he's light on his feet, and he's got a cheering section. I mean, back home the people would just fucking love knowing that Ferris is out there in the world doing something with these mediocre talents. Plus, when he goes for lunch in the big city and he's trying to outmaneuver his dad, he's running through the cars. I mean, these are all sniper things, right? You want light on the feet. You don't want to be cracking branches. You want to be able to maneuver from place to place without being seen. That's why I think Ferris Bueller would make my perfect sniper. And he's fun. He's wisecracking, right? Like, he'd tell you stories about Cameron while you were waiting in the tree bush, right? Just, up in the hide. My medic is Forrest Gump. Previous war experience, first of all, right? So he's not going to crack under the shit. Faster than any other on-screen character we've ever seen. He's always running. So just think about it. You've got a field. You've got the beaches of Normandy covered in dead bodies. You send Forrest in to run and pick those fuckers back up, right? And he doesn't have a lot of hubris. He's willing to sacrifice himself. We've seen this because he sacrifices his own hubris by mooning the president. He doesn't care, right? He is for the betterment of humanity. Also, previous weapons experience. My special teams. I decided to pick a OSS operative. The OSS is the precursor to the CIA. Okay, so I've got a spy who can maneuver in and out, who is a master of disguise, who knows impressions better than anybody. Who else but Euphigenia Doubtfire as my special operatives agent, okay? She can go into a washroom in a restaurant, change from an old lady into a man who can work a business deal like you've never seen. And you remember in the end of the film when he's doing all those impressions that get him the job? Talk about a guy who could be German 1 minute, Russian the next. Like, it's prime, right? And you can't argue it. I'm sorry. Lastly, our captain, I picked Walter Sobchak, right? He's been in the shit. He knows what he's talking about. Another war vet. Not the most calm or collected individual, but nonetheless someone who can take the bull by the horns. He's a known interrogator, okay? So if you need to get somebody in the room, he's going to find out where the money is, no matter what, even if the person's 12 years old and they've hidden their homework in the back of the car. As much as one might say he's prone to fits of rage and outbursts, I know that makes a lot of sense. We need him to storm the beach. We don't need him to be calm. So just running out of there being like, fuck you, Donnie, and going on, like, just let him go, right? You don't need calm and collect in that moment. You just need somebody who's going to get from point A, which is inside of those U-boats, or no, those are German boats, inside of the transfer boats onto the beach and get his troops there alive and safe. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been my time. Martin.
The ass kissing with you.
I like the picks. A couple of things. I don't know if Walter Sobek's going to make it to the trenches getting off the boat. He's not he's not the fastest guy.
Okay.
I'm worried that he'll get picked up in one of those tank traps before he hits before before the sand gets dry. He'll be picked off. I think you had 2 spies on your picks, because I don't think the way you were describing.
The way you think I was describing Ferris
I thought
Bueller?
Ferris Bueller would have been a better spy because he's charming. He can smoosh with people. Like,
okay.
He can get away. He sneaks into the restaurant with telling people he's this person. He gets into places that people shouldn't be getting into. I just thought you could have picked a better person for the sniper.
Okay.
But Doubtfire was good for the spy. I mean, already got some amphetamines in his system, right? So, and then my only other thing, but I'm not gonna ding you points on it. But I don't know if Forrest Gump's really a comedy movie, so.
Well, I would say it's a coming of age comedy. I would double genre that.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch. That's a stretch. Are you a mozzarella cheesemaker? Because you're stretching out.
No, man. I love to knit. That's all my yarn. Just that's taffy right there.
I like the picks. I like Forrest Gump. I mean, he'd make a good medic because the medics have to carry people. You know what I mean? You want to get them out of the harm's way. So Forrest Gump would really get that. But
I'll give you the fact that it is a stretch into the comedy, right? We do chuckle, but it is definitely not slapstick or dick and fart by any means.
Yes.
On the flip side of that, Walter's just there to get everybody else amped up. I know he's not making it 12 steps off the boat.
But then you picked a useless captain.
But
the captain still has to lead the rest of the mission.
Well, I know, but if he gets them amped up enough to keep going, that.
Okay. He's good. He's good going forward. I just think that there's not just the beach. I mean, you still gotta get past the beach.
It's true. I also had a point too. I forgot to mention that he's a super encouraging human. If you look at the relationship between him and the dude, without Sobchak, the dude would just veer off of life and be fucked up forever. Sobchak's
he's the dude,
right?
He's right
here, man. Right here, dude. And you gotta he would just be waiting for the prime moment to be like, shut up, Donnie. The first soldier named Donnie O'Neill. Can you just imagine that? Every time he's like, Captain, shut up, Donnie, right? He just can't get a question.
And then he would get
edgewise.
super emotional when Donnie died.
I thought you would have had a character named Donnie in your squad from a different movie, and you'd be saying, "Shut up, Donnie." And
I have a question.
Donnie Darko.
How do I load my
just for the sake of that joke?
How do I load my weapon?
Coming of age comedy.
Yeah. A dark Donnie. Dark comedy.
Okay, that's a stretch. Fuck you both. That's a horror musical.
Donnie Brasco is kind of Donnie Brasco is kind of like a serious Mrs. Doubtfire.
Sure. Yeah.
That's true.
Right. Undercover.
He goes undercover.
2.5 years undercover in the mafia. Forget about it. All right, Charles. What do you have to say?
I mean, I like your picks. I do agree with Martin, though. I like that Forrest Gump is a comedy, like a slapstick comedy. I like your picks. I do. I would be happy to be with your platoon and go to war.
Would you? I wouldn't feel safe with these people.
I mean, but they could be that wild bunch. That literally is the wild bunch.
Bad News Bears.
For sure, yeah. They could storm Hamburger Hill, no problem.
Hamburger Hill. Yeah.
I could definitely going to be a lot of hamburger.
Yeah, it's definitely the next thin red line, right?
I like that you went with Forrest. You didn't go with Lieutenant Dan. I guess Lieutenant Dan was too Lieutenant.
Not funny enough.
Not funny. Yeah, not funny enough. Yeah, that's the not comedy part of Forrest Gump.
That's the coming of age part. Every time Forrest opens his mouth, it's comedy. I don't know. You guys missed it?
That's good. That's great. Okay, yeah.
As soon as I picked him, my brain turned off from like, that's not Dumb and Dumber. That's not Tommy Boy.
I picture Michael watching Forrest Gump, and at parts that are really sad, he's like, just laughing so hard.
He's like crying in front of his wife's grave.
he's like, Forrest Gump's killing it, man.
Bubba's dying in his arms, and I'm just pissing my pants.
Yeah.
Look, Bubba's dead.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, okay.
Oh
all right.
my gosh.
That's funny.
I love that. That's the favorite part of the movie. So was Mike's like Forrest Gump coming of age comedy.
I mean, the movie does start. Doesn't he say like, "Can I tell you a story?"
Yeah,
or something like that. Okay, yeah,
it's his story.
Every good coming of age story.
I mean, the Dr. Pepper scene, the ice cream Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah.
You don't laugh at that shit.
What
Come
is it
on.
again? Too Elvis is staying at the hotel that they manage or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah, he comes up with the dance.
He comes up with the dance. Yeah, the shaky leg dance. That's right.
They eliminated so many things that Forrest invented or
Yeah.
was a part of.
Yeah.
Like, that whole movie would have just been like moments where he's like, "Oh, you should carve them 4 faces into the side of that rock," right? Like, you know what I mean? Like all that kind of shit.
There's a Weird Al has a really good spoof of it. You know the song Lump?
Yes.
He does Gump.
Yes, yeah.
Oh man, it's great. And so like it just makes me think of that because that's
a coming of age.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
I do know for like outside of what we're actually talking, I do know that 5 funny lines in a movie does not make it a comedy. Just so we're clear.
I mean, Michael, I think that's the thing.
I know I'm
Forrest Gump,
conceding.
Coming of age comedy. It's great. I love that line.
Yeah.
I think that should be
the new tagline. The coming of age comedy no one saw coming.
Forrest Gump. That should be the title of the episode.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys done? Can we move on?
Yeah, that was great.
All
That
right.
was great.
Fair enough. Martin,
That was good.
you're next, Marty.
Okay. 1 second. I'm just going to record this part.
Yep.
Okay. So picture this, if you will. We're in an alternate universe, alternate Earth. There's a big war going on. Ben Stiller, award-winning Nobel Peace Prize scientist, invents, like, there's a war, so I mean, there's one side is definitely evil, so they're trying to win, but the good side is losing. So Ben Stiller's a scientist, invents this machine that can summon alternate personalities of himself into this world to help them fight. So imagine this. My movie is called The Stillers 6. What I'm calling it. And so just imagine this is a trailer, right? So you have this. That's the whole. That little thing happens. He summons all these people. So first guy you get, David Starsky, aka the leader, says "do it" really well. Says "do it
now.
Ride coke, do it. Ride coke, do it. Right. Next person you got on the line, that's like, because you know how this is like, it's like he says do it, and then all of a sudden says a leader, and then that's the trailer, right? So the next part,
okay.
Greg Fokker. Scene of him milking a cat.
The little teeth.
And then pops up the nurse.
And then like with a soundbite of like, you can milk anything.
Fokker, can you milk me?
He will.
And then you got what I like to call then you got Mr. Furious, and then just the heavy.
Yeah.
Like, or just the tank. I'm changing it to the tank.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you know what? Those fists are weapons of mass destruction. He didn't even need guns. All he needs is his rage and anger. And then you got Ruben Pfeffer, if you don't remember that. Along Came Polly.
Oh, yes.
Ruben Pfeffer,
Yes.
the brain.
Oh, yeah.
That's who he is. Because what does he do? He's risk management. He can plan the safest route.
Oh,
For
yeah.
the team to win.
Like an actuarian or some shit, right? Like,
He's a risk management assessor. That's what he does.
Yeah, okay. Everybody needs one of those.
And then you got Ted Stroman, the rookie, aka something about Mary. So is it Ted, the rookie, provides hair gel for the entire squad. So what their mission is to the enemy somehow gets hold of the secret weapon, weapon that the other side has developed, and the secret weapon, who they had to rescue, Derek Zoolander. A secret weapon. That's his title in the trailer. Derek Zoolander, the secret weapon. Because at that point, once they rescue him, they don't really need the other guys because once when he uses Magnum, that stops projectiles. You can't even shoot them.
That's right.
And it'll be such a beautiful sight for this world to behold that everyone will just stop fighting. Right? There'll be no more fights, and everyone will just have a big gasoline fight at the end of the movie.
That's great.
And do they all get orange mocha frappuccinos once they complete their mission?
No, it's strawberry mocha frappuccinos. Or strawberry orange mocha.
It's orange.
Orange mocha frappuccinos and a big gasoline.
Orange frappuccinos.
And that is the Stiller 6 trailer.
Stop the ass kissing.
Wow.
I like that you did a trailer. I do. I think
great.
that's fun. And it's like the tropey trailer where like it's the teaser where you get like you're just introduced to the characters. That's really fucking smart. Ben Stiller comedic roles, those are all comedies. I'd just like to say. All of you picked all comedies.
Unfortunately, no coming of age teen comedies. I apologize to the room. I did not think that would be the theme of the show. Had I known that, I would have thought of something else. But
that's okay. I think we only have room for one. I like how you picked each trait. Like everybody who like their signature move. Like you've got hand gel. Who was team captain again? That was
David Starsky.
David Starsky.
Ryan Koch,
do it, Ryan Koch, do it.
I mean,
military trained man. He's a cop.
Yeah, okay, I like that. I guess Greg Fockers is my only problem because no matter where Fockers goes, Fockers gets picked on. I feel that you would have low morale on the team because everybody would be bullying Fockers.
But he doesn't let it stop him from being.
But he's the rookie.
Oh, he is the rookie. Okay, I thought he was just the medic or the nurse. Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, no, he is the nurse. Sorry, he is the nurse. He's the guy who milks cats.
Yeah,
he's the guy who milks cats.
And I mean, the family didn't respect the fact that he was. There's lots of male nurses, right?
Well, I mean, what is a medic but a male nurse?
No, hey, don't get me wrong. I don't give a shit about who you are as a nurse. I'm looking at his weaknesses, and if anybody pokes fun at milking a cat. I mean, that's not a generally understood thing.
Also, he did not milk the cat, I think.
No, but
no, he did.
You guys haven't seen
that
the deleted
was a lie.
But in this movie, he's gonna milk a cat.
Yeah.
He's gonna milk it.
Okay, all right.
We're gonna get it. I think you might just want him on the spot for that shot alone.
And he'll even be like, "I'm doing it." That's right. You are doing it, Fokker.
In the trailer, it's going to show him milking a cat, and it's going to be like the nurse.
Is he milking the cat, and he just turns to the screen?
He's milking the cat in the trailer. Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I told you."
I do think it was a waste that you didn't find us positions for Simple Jack.
Oh, I would not go down that route. Sorry. Charles, there's a thing called cancellation.
It's a very real thing.
We aim to stay on this side of it.
I definitely do not want to. I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Not
do we do
it.
this? Yeah. Is this how this ends? Oh, fuck.
I got a show coming out in Vancouver. I can't get canceled.
And no one was getting canceled because of Simple Jack of all things.
I do love how that conversation still happens to this day. And like, nope, we could not do it. Nope.
Can't do that anymore.
No, that's not the. I don't know. Besides a lacking Simple Jack, anything else before we move on to you, Charles?
Oh fuck, man! I don't know. That was great. I love the trailer. Like I look at it like a pitch.
Yeah.
And I love that we don't even know what the movie is. We just know what the trailer is, and I'd be like, yeah, I'll fund this movie. Let's make this.
Can I give you $50 million right now?
Yeah.
How do I invest?
As long as we can find a way to bring McConaughey back from Tropic Thunder specifically.
Sure. Yeah.
He's the agent somehow for all these Ben Stillers and all these. Like he's Greg's boss at work.
But who's coming of age in this film? That's all that's mine. I need that.
We'll get Tom Hanks to reprise Forrest Gump.
He'll just narrate the whole thing.
He'll make a cameo.
Yeah. And he'll tell everyone how his movie is a coming-of-age story.
Want to see a funny movie?
It'll be Running Forest, though. That'll be the forest that's in this movie. Running Forest.
Just running through a
Yellow
scene.
T-shirt, red hat.
Forest's last run.
All right, Charles, how did you interpret this year's this inspiration?
Yeah, this one, I found it, it's funny. I found this one tough at first when you guys first told me. I was like, oh, man, I got to watch a lot of war movies now, I guess, for the next 2 weeks. No, so I looked at it as because I love the idea of getting funny characters. So I went for Team Dumb Luck, like the team that it doesn't make sense how they could be productive.
Sure,
it doesn't
sure.
make
Yeah,
sense
yeah,
how
yeah.
this could work, but it does.
Motley crew of individuals that are just fucking up.
They're the dream team of
Yeah.
just nonsense that somehow works together. It's like organized chaos.
Yeah, yeah.
So for my sniper, I went with Pee Wee Herman. And specifically, I went with him just because I thought it would be great every time he gets a shot. You know, like they usually have like, yeah, exactly. That was his thing. That was literally the end, and he has dumb luck because again, all of his movies, like Pee Wee's Big Adventure, everything, he gets into the most insane situations, but he always gets out, and nobody
like that one
sees
time
it.
in the movie theater.
And except for that one,
Everybody
but
saw
no
him
one
that day.
expects Pee Wee, and it's always Pee Wee, and no one
Yeah.
expects it ever, and whatnot, and he's like, can
Well-
always be like,
Also, to your point, I mean, I'm not trying to help you here because
sure,
it doesn't sound like a coming of age of comedy is going to win this one, but like, you never expect him to show up in a film either. And then
No.
he shows up in Blow,
no,
right?
yes,
Like,
yes,
very unexpected.
Even Martin,
He
you
was
brought
also
up
in Mystery Man.
Mystery. I was gonna
Yeah.
say you brought up Mystery Man, and like, you know, what was he? The spleen?
Smallpox
yeah.
dude,
Yeah,
the snot
he
guy.
was the best.
Yeah.
He was
Spleen,
the
the
best.
fart guy.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. And he was
Okay.
good. The spleen. So yeah, I said him for my sniper. For special forces, I said Fletch.
Like Fletch is in Chevy
Chevy
Chase.
Chase?
Yeah. I said just because, like that's the guy you bring in to be able to like think outside the box, and he's willing to go undercover. Like he'd go behind enemy lines. He would do.
He's your Owen Wilson.
Well, yeah, that one, yeah. But yeah, he would like, you know what I mean? He wouldn't let anything stop him from like getting like anywhere like he needed to complete the mission or anything. And if they need to like, you know, like sometimes they have special forces that like they have to get dossiers and they have to sneak in, blah blah blah.
Yeah, well,
Fletch will do that.
special
Like a
special
spy,
teams
yeah.
and
Spy,
force-
basically, yeah. So
yeah.
Fletch will be their spy. Like he would do
Nice.
that, and he has dumb luck because he somehow always manages to find his way. He gets it done, even when he's revealed.
Yeah.
He gets it done somehow. So
Everybody on the private investigator here.
yeah.
Don't tell me anything incriminating.
And again, great line, right? Like, if you tell us a lie, we'll cut a finger. And he goes, "Mine or yours?" Right? Like that pretty nice, right? I need to see the new one. I haven't seen the new one.
I
want
wanna
to
give the new one a chance,
I
too.
really want to see it. For my leader, my captain, I said Frank Drebin, just because I mean,
Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts.
he's got already the experience. He knows how to run a force. He knows how to run a team. And I've never seen someone with such dumb luck. But man, he gets results. He gets it done.
He's got
figures it out.
he can do amphibious work too,
He
Shout out to
absolutely.
Leslie Nielsen.
right? That
Absolutely.
end sequence with the pagan
Absolutely.
gods.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh no, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You're saying Frank Drebin. We're
Yeah.
going Naked Gun.
I'm going
Sorry.
Naked Gun.
I
Full
I was
Naked Gun.
sorry. I was thinking Dragnet for a second.
No. I'm going full Naked Gun.
Okay.
Full Naked
Yeah, Naked
Gun.
Gun.
Let me
Oh, yeah.
recharge that for
Yeah,
you. Yeah,
yeah.
absolute.
Shout out
Yeah.
OG.
Yeah, shout out
Yeah,
OJ.
absolutely. Yeah, no, he'll know about the threats within, and he'll figure that out.
for sure.
And
And
yeah,
nobody
again,
expects the idiot.
no, and like again, and he has experienced everything. He can sing. He can like he you know, and he's unexpected. Like
He's
he'll
Leslie
think on his toes.
Nielsen.
Absolutely. He doesn't hold back.
Does not fuck around. That guy.
For my medic, I said Lloyd Christmas. That's funny that you mentioned that, but I did say Lloyd Christmas, and it's all based on the opening when he's driving Mary to the airport, and there's like he's causing all the accidents, but he doesn't let bombs and cars and explosions
Sure,
going up.
yeah.
And he's so focused on her, and that's what you want from a medic. So if he's really focused on the task at hand, explosions and stuff won't matter.
Sutures are at,
And he'll be
the-
talking
yeah,
you
yeah.
down, like he'll be like, actually, statistically speaking, and he'll be like doing it all, and you'll be distracted, and like he won't be. So I thought he would make a good medic. And again, if anybody has ever invented dumb luck, it's literally Lloyd Christmas. And then just to throw in a rookie, just because I think you always need a good rook in there, I went with Ted Theodore Logan.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Really?
Esquire.
Yeah,
Wild Stallions.
Esquire, right,
Esquire.
right.
Yeah.
And again, we don't know yet, but this is how John Wick is actually born.
This is where, this is where John Wick's military.
This is where
training came from.
John Wick is
I
born
like-
in this.
I
He
like
goes
that.
into the
Baba
war
Yaga.
as Ted Theodore Logan, but he comes out John Wick, or the Baba Yaga.
Okay, I like yours because of the spread of characters. I do love the fact that it's like when you assemble like Team Canada, you're taking players from different teams, but magically together.
Yeah, and
They
then like
will-
somehow it works.
Yeah, right. And they all come from worlds where like they're the anti-hero, right?
Yeah.
Like they're not supposed to be.
Yeah,
Like Ted Theodore Logan is supposed to be at military camp, right?
yeah, that's right.
So I
that's
guess
right.
the band never played out.
no,
He went to
and
military
his dad
camp.
gets his dream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
his
we
dad
go.
gets his dream come true.
That is my biggest thing that I like because that's like how Sean Connery's character in The Rock is just a retired version of 007.
Yeah.
I like what you're doing with the universe draw.
Yeah.
Who was your special teams again?
Oh, Fletch.
I definitely like the fact that you picked 2 solid 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Like way classic, like must-watch cult comedies. That's great too. There's my points. Yeah, that's very well. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Martin?
Thank you.
Question.
Of course.
Does Pee-wee take out his Pee-wee at all during this movie?
I mean,
does he use his pee to make us all go wee?
I mean, you never know with Pee-wee. That's but
all I can say in the papers.
All I can say is if he does it, it's for damn good reason. Hopefully,
is it to cause
bait
a
him out?
distraction?
Look at my Pee-wee. He wants to see how many guys stand up, so he can do the head count of like how many people are actually there.
Okay, and then go hide again. Yeah, by revealing his position with his Pee-wee.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, he's not a very subtle sniper, I would say.
No.
He can give up his position really easily.
Oh yeah.
Like, is he in half a ghillie suit?
Yeah, but he has a tie that still spins somehow.
Right?
When the enemy has spotted him.
Just giveaway.
My other thing, I like the pick of Lloyd Christmas, but I don't know if I want Lloyd Christmas as my medic, because didn't he kill a guy by giving him rat poison in the movie?
Yeah, pills are good.
Pills?
Pills are good, and he actually said that as he was, and even if
the guy,
even if they were a healthy amount. Like, say they weren't poison, it was actually good pills. They also put like 13 pills in this dude's mouth.
Hang on, I would like to just reopen the floor with my points that he also took the head off of a bird. So, like,
but he taped it back on.
But he gave that bird to a little kid.
Yeah,
he did.
I feel that he might take a victim from the battlefield and try to tape them back together and give them to their blind grandma.
You know that part in Saving Private Ryan where that one guy's looking for his arm and he picks up a couple? Lloyd will find it, and Lloyd will tape it on for him.
And then next thing you know, that's what gave birth to Ace Ventura.
Yeah. Gangrene.
Yeah.
Also, too, like, he doesn't just poison. He also poisons his best friend. He gives him like laxatives.
X-Lax.
Yeah. He poisons 2 people in the movie.
But he cleanses them. He
and
gets
the hot sauce
out.
thing too.
Oh yeah.
No,
but he cures it. He cures it. They challenge each other, and then he comes up with the ketchup and the mustard solution, and it helps.
Yeah, Lloyd is a medic. We need. Hang on, I glossed over this. Lloyd is a medic. Lloyd likes to play pranks on people. He thinks making somebody shit shit out their intestines.
If you've seen Arrested Development, he'd be that doctor that's like, "But we moved your index finger and we interchanged it. Why? No one's ever done it before." That's what he would do.
Yeah, you're giving him too much responsibility with too many narcotics.
But if you're dying, you need a good distraction. I feel like he would do it.
He's going to be like one stem cell for
you. You should have hired Patch Adams.
Right.
That would have been very good.
And that's also a coming-of-age comedy, actually.
That is. And, funny enough, I believe both have Forrest Gump doesn't, but I was going to say I thought both had Philip Seymour Hoffman, but they don't.
No, they don't. No.
They don't.
No.
That was a miss.
Sorry.
But other than that, I like your
Phil.
picks. Just Lloyd Christmas as a medic, that didn't go for me.
Yeah, I'm on the Lloyd medic train too.
Okay. Maybe I should have went with Weird Al because like a surgeon.
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Another timeline.
An alternate universe.
Or the sequel. Like, clearly Lloyd dies in this first one, and then in the sequel, they bring in Weird Al specifically like a surgeon.
All of this is taking place on Earth 818. Right?
It's not. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We don't truly believe this exists. All right, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You've got a dirty dozen. You've got a wild bunch. You've got one that shouldn't be here because technically it's not a comedy. You've got so much to choose from. So while you make your picks, we're going to figure out who should go first. So Charles, because you're new to this is the new fun game. So we play head-to-head, and we just use the cards. So I will pick a random card.
Okay.
And then we'll each go around the room. So the last of us, the last person who can't get it, right, they pick last. Or they pick first, sorry. The person before them who got it last, they pick first, and then the other person.
And I'm
picks.
picking who I think wins the debate.
No. What you're picking is for a position to vote who wins the debate.
Oh, I see.
With this game,
gotcha.
So you're not picking a winner right now.
Gotcha.
So let me just move them around here. Okay, so the card is Okay, I'll ask. Do we want to do movies with dinosaurs? Because it's going to end real quick.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
We want to do it? Okay,
Yeah, may
perfect.
as well.
All right, movies with dinosaurs.
Okay.
All right. So we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in between. We give each other 5 seconds.
Okay.
I'll go first. Movies with dinosaurs. Land Before Time. Martin.
Jurassic Park.
Dinosaur.
The Jurassic Park 2.
It's not called that, Michael.
Jurassic Park 2, The Last Kingdom.
Nope.
Jurassic Park 2, Jurassic Park 3.
Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World.
There you go. There you go. Jurassic World.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Land Before Time 2. Littlefoot's Adventure.
Okay. Shit. It's I want to say the fucking TV show Dinosaurs, but it's not a movie.
It was a good show, though.
What had a T-Rex in it? Fuck. Oh, King Kong.
Yeah. All right.
Land of the Lost.
Oh, good one.
5, 4,
Godzilla?
2. That's a
Ronald Emmerich? Iguana?
No.
No, okay, no.
All right.
No, I don't know.
So you
I don't
go
know.
first.
Land Before Time 4.
I don't think there is one.
I think there is, but like we're not going to go down that hole.
All right. So
I pick first.
You pick first.
Okay.
I pick second. Martin picks last.
Okay.
Martin won that because he was the last one to get a
Yes.
dinosaur movie. So he gets advantage in the voting round.
Okay.
So
Hell yeah.
and it changes everything up now because if we don't do this, then
Yeah.
whoever goes last, they can fuck
Right.
shit up, right? So
Right.
all right. So I will I'll go first, or you go first. Sorry, go. Who do you think
Okay.
won? Me.
Who do I
yeah,
think
out of-
won?
Out of me or Martin? Look me in the eye. Look Martin in the screen. Look in your heart.
Oh man.
And understand there's a new genre that's been invented today.
Yeah, coming
Yeah.
of age. Forrest
Yeah.
Gump.
I'm
Like
gonna
a
go
coming
watch
of
it tonight
age.
on a whole new. I'm gonna just laugh at everything. Babe, it's okay. It's funny though.
Yeah, no, seriously. The Black Panther pod is funny.
Only okay. I gotta say because the pitch won me over. I gotta go with Martin just because I want to see that movie.
The Stiller
made now.
6?
Yeah, I want to see the Stiller 6.
It's a
made now.
solid name.
I want to see it made.
It is.
And I want to see who Vince Vaughn will play in it because he's gonna play someone in it.
Okay. I love the Stellar 6. The Stellar 6. But I also do
my
love
God.
I do love watching a motley crew of idiots like come together and get, and succeed because I feel that's kind of I feel like I'm one of those motley idiots in life sometimes. So between the two, yeah, I'm okay being exposed to some Pee-wee. So I'm gonna pick
God.
Charles.
My God.
Some wee Pee-wee. I'm
Some
okay with
wee-wee
it.
Pee-wee.
Yeah, like I'd love to see Pee Wee Herman in half a ghillie suit and no underwear on or pants on,
Oh my God.
and then that's his like. like I would.
can we go back to camp or what?
He's always just asking about that. When's downtime?
When's my playhouse gonna be ready? All right, there you go. So we got one to Martin, one to Charles. Could we have a three-way or could we have?
It's
one?
okay if it's a three-way.
Yeah.
I'm picking you, Mike, just because you tried to sell Forrest Gump as a coming of age story.
Yeah, he deserves credit for that. I think.
You deserve something for that.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
with
true.
that.
That was a stretch.
That's a very good point.
I
That's
know.
true.
I know. Thank you. All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We each got a point this week. Fair enough. We've changed the algorithm this year to instead of wins, it's points. So we're going to accumulate
Nice.
points at the end of the year because a three-way is a lovely way to win something. It's the only way I win, so I'm fine with that. That being said, if you have your own picks and you want to send them in, if you thought it was something that you wanted to comment on, the Real Debater voice line. It's the link in the bio. You can comment on the stuff we've watched. You can comment on the debates. We'll then reiterate those comments on the show. We did that last episode with the Money Shot podcast. They asked us on the fly what movie should be a series. So if you want to know what we think, go listen to that episode.
Are they doing the John Wick thing anymore? The
John Wick 4?
Continental?
Yeah, John Wick 4. Oh, yeah, they're doing the Continental, and they're
I
also
want to see
doing
that.
they're doing
Yeah,
the Ballerina,
Ballerina. Yeah.
which is
Anna de Armas?
Anna de Armas, and the Continental, which is a collection of.
And they just announced
Okay.
that John Keanu Reeves is going to make an appearance in Ballerina
As John
well
Wick.
as Winston
Yeah.
is going to make. I forget his name, but yeah.
But there was another comment that I wanted to
Deadwood.
say for this episode.
Ian McShane, sorry, that's his name.
Ian McShane is a very, very good hitman boss.
Also, Odin.
Just have fun out there.
Yeah. But so we have the voice line. So if you want to comment on this debate and send us your picks who you think could have done the job, the 4 comedic actors you think are primed to be on a squad of army soldiers, send it in. But also we have a comment from a previous episode or previous Facebook, Instagram, Twitter comment that I kind of wanted to talk about. So Olivia Rain, who's done the show before, I put it out there who was excited for the Christmas Story sequel.
Right.
And she actually said that she was excited for it. And I thought, you know what, let's talk about that for a second. Let's grill her publicly. No. and then kind of find out. Have you guys seen the trailer for it?
No, is it good?
It's Ralphie now? Like, it's Ralphie.
So Peter Billingsley is back with his own family.
Okay.
Good old dad Fragile has passed on. Mom's still alive.
Okay.
So they're revisiting what I assume would be Ralphie's childhood with his kids, like
Gotcha.
revisiting the kids with that aspect.
Right.
And then him watching it from his perspective as an adult, right?
Oh, okay.
Are they going to have the super racist Chinese thing at the end, too?
Who knows?
Like,
Right.
ours is elves,
Who
and
knows?
That's Japanese, that's Japanese, not Chinese?
Yeah, no, they go to a Chinese restaurant. Yeah, they
And
go
it's
to
like, why are they speaking like Japanese?
Yeah.
I think the Chinese have L's in their language.
Yeah.
Japanese do not.
Yeah.
Either way, Olivia said that she was excited for it, and it was going to be a different retelling of it. And I imagine she's totally right. Like I don't see it, and it's a
Because
super...
it's called A Christmas Story Christmas.
Yes, I believe. Or
Yeah.
Christmas Story.
Because
Christmas
a lot of
2.
people
Coming
don't
out.
know they did make A Christmas Story 2, and it was terrible.
Was it made for TV? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was made for TV, and it was supposed to be a continuation of like it was Ralphie. Like it was 2 years after the first one, so it's like them as
Still the
kids
same
again
characters?
and whatnot. Yeah, it was the same
Actors?
kids and them as it was because it was made like 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, it was straight to DVD, and it was called The Christmas Story 2. It was bad.
I was gonna give it a shot when I first heard about it, and then everything falls off the radar if you don't jump.
But this
on it
one
the
is
first
interesting
week.
because they brought Ralphie back, and he's an adult, and it's his family. It's an interesting take, absolutely.
For sure. And I mean, like, to see the things that we know, like if one of his kids sticks his tongue on something and it gets frozen, like the bits are gonna.
Or what's
be
the toy
replayed.
that his kid wants that'll shoot his?
BB
eye
what's
out?
the Red Ryder BB gun?
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
going to be that for one of
BB
his
gun.
kids? That'll be that if they do that could be cool.
AR-15.
That's what I hope for, because this is one of those Christmas classics that, I mean, you never really get upset when they beat on and reboot a Christmas classic, but this one I kind of feel. This one everybody knows. Like I have a pink jumpsuit upstairs that's identical to the bunny outfit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You know, we all associate with this film, so I just don't want
to
to
kill Ralphie,
right?
Yeah,
I just don't want to see it get obliterated and just
Totally.
for profit.
When's it coming out?
This Christmas.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I
Is
didn't know
it theaters? No, it's like Prime.
I think it's going to be a straight to streaming release. Maybe like
Prime?
a Paramount or a Prime thing.
Yeah, I think it's got to be one.
You'll
of
be
those,
able to rent it on Prime. You'll be able
Yeah.
to.
Oh.
You'll have access to it.
Sorry, can we talk about quickly? Have you guys seen the Weird Al movie yet?
No.
I haven't seen it yet. Where do we
It's-
watch it? Because I don't have a Roku.
It's phenomenal. I will say that I downloaded it just because I don't know how to watch something on Roku.
Roku is
Weird
yeah.
Al
Okay,
say
guys.
to, like,
Roku
download it if you don't have access?
Roku is
think so.
free.
Roku is free. I think you can even download it from the from Roku. I think.
I think
don't
you
know.
can download a Roku player onto your phone.
on your phone, and you can stream it off of that. Yeah.
Yeah, like
However you need to watch it, you guys. It is so good. It's so good.
well, it's smart. I've heard in the idea that because he parodied everything in his life,
the whole thing's
the
a
whole
parody.
thing is a parody.
The whole thing is a parody.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing. Like when they're depicting Weird Al as if he was like a rock god.
Yes, yes.
A running joke in it, like for instance, is like kids love the accordion. They're so into the accordion. And when he first grabs it and plays it, like girls are like ripping, like, that aspect of like, oh my God, throwing themselves at him. 'Cause
That's
he
the
just
parody.
rips on the, oh man, it gets even better. Like they go crazy with it. There's a whole storyline with Pablo Escobar, man. It's insane. Like, it's great.
Yeah, and Rachel.
It's great. Evan Rachel Wood's depiction of Madonna is amazing, and she's in it quite a bit. Like, she's in it longer than I thought, but, like, in a good way.
Okay.
She's great. And, like, she represents, like, he basically has a relationship with Madonna, and she's ruining him. And he starts, like, going on to drugs.
As
and, like,
opposed to,
alcohol, which Weird Al never did.
So never did
it's like,
drugs, was never
no,
a rock god.
But he does, like, in this, like, and, like, literally there's a scene where they're like, we got to talk to you about Madonna, man. She's a bad influence on you. And he's like, I love this girl. I love her. You don't understand me. Like one of those whole things. Yeah. It's great. Like,
all right.
Daniel Radcliffe is amazing. Like the whole cast, everything. Like they did such a good job with it.
I heard that the only note that Al gave him was how he played the accordion.
Yeah.
Like he when he was on set or whatever, it was like, okay, no, you're not opening and closing it enough. You're not, but like everything else he nailed, but it was like being told, he was like, this is how, if I'm going to let you do this.
And one thing that I personally love, like, don't get me wrong, I understand when they want to give the actors the chance to give their own chance singing, but one thing I think that they should always do, anytime they're singing anything, it's Weird Al. Like, it's Weird Al's audio.
Yeah.
And it's just, but Daniel Radcliffe's amazing. Like, he embodies Weird Al.
It's a parody,
yeah,
right? So
it is.
The guy who is playing the character will use someone else's music.
And, like, not to give too much away, but, like, there's scenes, like, there's an action sequence, let's say, for instance. The music in the background, it's intense action music, but it's accordion, and it's actually Weird Al playing it. I went on, awesome. I downloaded the soundtrack, and they have all those soundtrack, like, things, and it's all Weird Al doing it, but it's like intense, like think like Lethal Weapon intense, but accordion, and it's so fucking, it's so funny. It did such a good job.
I gotta find it. I just don't know where to get it, so I'm like,
it's on Roku, and I was like, I didn't even know Roku was a thing like that. I was like, a studio, like Roku makes original.
Roku makes original shorts, and this is their first attempt at a film.
It's brilliant, man. They nailed it. Like, they did a great job, man. Yeah,
I think they just needed to be convinced of the scale of money they had to spend.
Yeah,
and then when they realized,
they needed something to show that they can compete with the big guys, right? Like,
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, watch everything we told you to watch, even if you don't agree with us. Watch it anyway. Do what you want.
Battle us.
Watch the Weird Al thing. Let us know what you think about this week's debate and what you would have done better, worse, or indifferent. And make sure you get involved in the Debaterverse. If this is your first time listening to the episode, you can follow Martin's Instagram for comedy in Vancouver. You can follow Charles's page for the Nerdgasm. You can join all of the things. It's not
choose your own adventure.
Exactly. Who do you want to see? Diamond and Ian all the time. Watch their TikToks.
It's all the Debaterverse.
Do you need advice on how to do
a Dverse?
Yeah. But like, hey, listen, if
an RDU.
If you're in Winnipeg and you're seriously convinced that you need to make a new home theater, send Rob an email, and he will tell you what he thinks is best for your home.
Yeah.
And it will more than likely be Samsung, so just get used to buying Samsung products. And Mark's comic books. Like, the Debaterverse is free. I've never said that before. We should have probably led with that.
Yeah, Debaterverse.
But it is everything that we all do with all of our side projects in this, so you can follow it that way. Jimmy's Comedy as well, too. We'll be doing stuff at Wee Johnny's here in Winnipeg. If Martin flies his ass home for Christmas and gives us all a gift, then he can do that with us as well, too. That was a gentle nudge. Find a fucking ticket home, so do that. That's Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Merch is on hold for the moment. If you haven't been following, we're looking for a better Canadian rep for better pricing and all that shit. So
if you're out there, let us know.
Yeah, exactly. If you're like, hey, we'll give you an online store and you can sell and make a little bit of a profit and put that money back into your show, we would love to hear from you. I don't think I've got anything else. If Martin's got stand-up, it'll be in the show notes as well as Charles's shit. I have been, I've been the hilarious Forrest Gump.
Hilarious Forrest Gump. And as always, I'm the top of the class sniper.
And out in Vancouver.
Send nudes.
Hard riding Dick Atreus. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, watch all the movies, and maybe one of us will have an OnlyFans if that's what it takes to cover
it's part of the Debaterverse coming soon. Coming soon.
In the tub with Martin Navarro.
Yeah. Foot photos with Michael.
Hey man,
listen.
You never know, buddy.
There's 8 billion.
The world
people
is your apple.
Yeah.
Take a bite, buddy.
The world is your anal. No, whatever. Watch all the movies, kids, and say bye, Martin. Say bye, Charles.
Bye.
I gotta go poop out those eggs. Those 4 eggs are all right, later, guys.
See you, man.
To you fair
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, another Real Debaters production is in the can. Thank you so much for listening. If this is your first, second, third, fifth, 20th time, thank you so much. But thank you to the first timers, the ones here who pressed play for the first time and took a gamble on us. If you like what you heard today, the easiest thing to support the show is just to subscribe. Hit the like button, the follow button, whatever's in your podcast player. Make it so that we're always there every Wednesday for you, okay? That would be huge. If you want to stay in touch with us, if you want to follow us, there's a couple ways to do that. We're on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. We're slowly migrating to YouTube by putting all of the things we've ever put on video onto that site. There's some surprises coming this year that happened a while ago, but I felt needed to be shared because they're part of the Debaterverse. So the YouTube page is coming. But if you want to follow us, it's at Real Debaters Pod on Twitter and Instagram. It's the Real Debaters Podcast on TikTok. All of the links, all of the one-click away things are in the show notes that you've just listened to. So if you want to follow us there, that would be great too, because then you get to stay in the know of all the things that we do and what we're going to try to do this year and what we've done in the past, so on and so forth. So that's how you stay in touch with us. If you want to contact us, it's therealdebaters@gmail.com. All the spelling for all these things is REEL to keep with the title of the show. So you can send an email to us there, request an episode, want to call out one of us for being a goofball. There's places to do that as well too, like the Real Debaters website. You can email us, or you can go straight to the website, rate us in Podchaser. It's realdebaters.ca. And if you really, really liked what you heard and you want to support the show in some fashion that requires you spending money, well, we got a couple ways for you to do that as well too. You can buy our merch at the Prop Shop. It's a store through Threadless, and it's online, and you can order stuff. We've got tons of stuff. We've got our Mass Debater wear there. It's our signature, original, and only line. It's our logo on everything. So you can support us that way. Go to the merch tab in the show notes, or if you just got a buck and you're like, hey, I want to give you a buck and donate it to your cause, there is a tab in the show notes as well too that says donate to the Debaterverse, I think. And if you click on that, well, it takes you to a donation page where you can donate like $1, $3, and $5, and you'll get something for your $1, $3, or $5. Any more than that's just ludicrous. Luda. So that's just kind of what I wanted to tell you, that what I said at the end of the show. This is what you should listen to, because this is all about who we are, and now that we've gotten to where we are, we want to interact with you guys more. So these are the ways to do so. This is the way to stay in touch with us. Thank you to everybody again who's listened to the show. Again, you pressed play, you took a chance. That's cool. So without further ado, this is where I said I would talk more, so it's eggs on your face. No, I got nothing else for you. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week, and watch all them fucking movies. Bye-bye.